We're doing something really easy, friends. We are making a pumpkin pimento cheese spread.
Oh, that sounds easy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Very, very easy. Okay, so you know,
where do we start?
well, we're gonna start with our pumpkin. You know, it is
Okay.
you know the season of the pumpkin.
Yes.
Right, September all the way through December.
People are obsessed with
Yes.
pumpkin.
They're
love
obsessed.
Pumpkin
Pumpkin.
everything.
Now, I have to be honest, I didn't love pumpkin growing up. I kind of grew to love pumpkin. Or how many of you are like that? I kind of
Yes.
grew up that way.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, but I feel like it's a really good base for anything. So this pumpkin cheese spread starts out with basically a classic pimento cheese spread. So I like to do pumpkin because we're adding that in there. We also got some cream cheese on that side.
All
You'd be
right.
so happy, so
Does that go
lovely
in?
to add that right in there.
Perfect. Wonderful.
And we're using some cheddar cheese.
Right in there.
Oh yes.
Love me some cheese.
Yes.
And we've got our pimento.
I
This is
should
about
get
4
all that
ounces.
cheese
Yeah,
in
get all
there.
that cheese. Don't
We
lose
want
any
to
of
get
that
all
cheese.
of it. We don't want to waste it.
We're gonna be cheap on our cheese.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
what style of cooking do you specialize in?
I do a lot of different
In?
kinds of food. So this is some drained pimento. I cook from the heart and from the soul, just like my
Yes.
dad did. My dad was from Alabama. You know, my mother was born in Guyana. She was raised in a convent
Wow.
by nuns. And we had
Really?
a
Did
nun
she
on
pitch
earlier
a
today.
baseball?
Yeah,
as
she
well?
did. And then she moved to London when she was 13 years old.
Wow.
And so I kind of have this hybrid of Southern tradition and Caribbean and British
Yeah.
culture. So that's how I grew up eating. So today I cook for my family, and I use all the stuff I learned
You
to make for my
marry it all
dad.
together.
I marry it all together.
I love
That's
it.
right.
Are you wearing a
Okay.
velvet sleeveless mock turtleneck right now?
Ben needs this. I love it.
I knew that was bound to come
It's
up.
pretty special.
Either about here or the pants.
Well, you
So
gotta show the
I
shoes
love-
too. You can put your
And
feet
the
on the table
shoes.
here. Put your feet on the table. Look at those shoes.
check those shoes
And
out.
killer socks.
Thank you. Okay, and let's get back to the recipe real quick.
Okay,
right,
so what's
right.
this?
We've got 4 spices in here. Everyone say 4.
Four spices.
All right, 4 spices. We've got
Hard.
some allspice, or we can use pumpkin spice. We got some kosher salt. We've got
Yes.
some crushed red pepper flakes. I used to like to say CRP. Some crushed red pepper
the
flakes.
kids say nowadays,
and
don't
some,
they?
yes, not CPR. And some black pepper. That goes right inside.
Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. Now we're gonna give this a blend. You ready? You ready? You ready?
I still
Hopefully
don't
it
know how to work
works.
this.
Yeah,
Doohickey.
hopefully
I
we all
guess
know how to
just
work
the
this.
on button.
Okay. Turn
Oh.
on. Yeah. All right.
And so you want to get it mixed up like
You want to
so?
get it mixed up. I kind of like texture inside of my pimento
Yeah,
cheese spread.
definitely.
So that looks great. Okay, you can give it a taste if you want to give it a taste.
Oh, hello.
Perfect.
So we've got a platter of a bunch of vegetables. I like to serve this up simple as this,
Right.
right? You've got some crackers. It's a nice entertainment style. You know, bring some friends over, throw out a little bit of crudité, a platter of vegetables. We got some jicama. Go ahead, taste
That's
it.
really good. I know I dived in that one there.
That's really
Nothing,
good.
So
nothing
good.
gets a Super Bowl party going like some jicama.
And you're getting,
Right?
and we spell jicama Jicama.
Go Titans, yo, jicama.
Good.
Now, you formally studied cooking,
I did.
right?
I did.
Tell us about that, what that experience was like.
It was magical. So I grew up in, as I said, my dad owned a restaurant, Baby Sister's Soul Food. He named it after his mother, who was the baby sister and who was an amazing chef. She was a housekeeper in Alabama, moved to New York. My dad kept the tradition alive. He opened this restaurant in a neighborhood where, soul food was kind of dying out in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And he revived it. And so I thought, I want to be a chef just like my dad. So there he is. So
how
went to
sweet.
culinary school, went to a high school called Food and Finance High School and studied culinary. And then I went to college and I was just like, okay, I've had this amazing high school experience, interned at the Food Network, now what do I do?
Yeah.
And so I decided I wanted to continue to tell the story about soul food, tell it to my peers in a way that they can understand. And I started making videos in my dorm room. That's
the
what I
way to
started
do it.
doing.
That's
I love
how you
it.
do it, man.
That's how I did it.
Yeah.
So 2015,
wonderful.
my father passed away of cancer, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
But I always say, there's always beauty in every tragedy.
Right.
And so what my dad gave to me is a legacy and a lifetime of recipes that are full of story and full of history. And I get to share that now here with all of you. I get to share that all around the world and keep soul food alive because that's what it's about.
Definitely.
And you add your own
Father
little
would be
flair
very
to it.
proud.
He'd be proud.
proud.
He'd be proud. And I also, speaking of my father and I were very close. We cooked together, but we also did music together.
Oh, yeah.
So I grew up in the church. I was a part of the choir since I was a kid, was singing solos and everything. And so I'm so proud to say I just came out with a single.
Oh,
My first
wonderful.
single.
nice.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, you know that. I mean, you're
I
a singer.
get it. That's so great.
So,
Tell
you
us
know,
about it.
it's,
Tell us
well,
about this song.
The name of the song is In My World, and I wrote it on my balcony in New York. And I was just kind of thinking about my dad, thinking about people I love, thinking about what does it mean to live in my purpose. You know, we talk about that a lot. And I was just like, you know what? I feel most alive when I'm creating, when I'm doing something that feels like it's just flowing through me naturally. And so In My World is a song about that. And you can, it's about, you know, your family member, a significant other. It's just, you're looking good in my
Written
world.
in a universal way.
In a universal way.
Absolutely.
So it's everywhere. You guys
You
can go
sound
check it
like
out.
you sound like you would have a good singing voice. With
Really?
by speaking. Can you sing pimento mac and cheese? And sing it though.
You're putting me on the spot,
Go
man.
for it.
We are making some pimento mac and cheese.
Nice! On the spot, nothing. That was awesome.
Speaking of,
Yeah, speaking of which.
so here's what's cool about this recipe. You know, it's a spread, so you can obviously serve it on the platter, but we can do it in 2 other styles too, okay? I'm excited about this mac and cheese. So what you do is you boil your noodles, make sure they're al dente, cook them like 10 minutes or 5 minutes less than the box version recommends.
Okay.
You add some butter, you add some bacon. I know we're not gonna add bacon for you.
Yes.
But we can add some bacon, we can add some chives, a little bit of half and half or cream or milk. Add that pimento cheese spread, mix it together. You've got a creamy mac and cheese.
Nice.
I love it. Here, Ben.
Thank you.
Oh, we have sandwiches and everything here.
Yeah, so 2 other ways. We can do a deviled egg. So once you boil your eggs, take the yolk out, mix it together with some of that pimento cheese spread.
Yeah.
I like to do that also with guacamole, make like a green eggs and ham,
yeah.
put some ham on top. And then you just serve that. Put it in a little zippy bag, squirt, 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 and you have your
Bam.
deviled eggs.
There
the
you have
other thing, last but not least, these are probably my favorite, is a grilled cheese.
Yes.
Okay?
Right.
So you spread that on top of your bread. You add a layer of Monterey Jack cheese, pepper jack cheese, maybe some Swiss or cheddar. And then you add some tomato, that pimento cheese spread, the pumpkin pimento cheese spread, mayo, both sides of the bread. I use mayo, not butter. Okay, into a hot skillet, flip it, and you've got your grilled cheese.
Boom.
Amen. I love it.
Nice work.
You're the best.